Welcome to the Sacred Heart Share-A-Thon on the Carolina Catholic Media Network. Today, we are live on the air from 6 a.m. to 6 p.m., asking for your financial support and sharing the great work of various ministries, authors, speakers, clergy, and local radio hosts that impact our local Charlotte community. Carolina Catholic Media Network is 100% listener supported, and we need your financial support to continue broadcasting the truth of Jesus Christ. Call 1-800-857-2909. That's 1-800-857-2909 to make your tax-deductible pledge. Operators are standing by right now to take your call, or you can donate online at carolinacatholicmedia.org. Thank you for your loyal listenership. We hope you enjoy this special Sacred Heart Share-A-Thon program.
Hello, everybody, and welcome to this very special Sacred Heart Share-A-Thon. I'm Bill Snyder. You're listening to the Carolina Catholic Media Network. We are so happy and blessed that you have chosen to join us here for a portion of your day, whether you're listening on 1270 AM or you are tuning in via Facebook or YouTube. Thank you so much for tuning in and supporting your local Catholic media stations. Folks, we need your financial support to be able to continue bringing you wonderful Catholic programming, not only Catholic programming, but local Catholic programming. We have 9 local shows here on the Carolina Catholic Media Network. But I want to give you that phone number to call so you can donate and help support this and keep it going. Folks, 1-800-857-2909 is the number for you to call. 1-800-857-2909 is the number that you can call to donate to us. You can also donate online at carolinacatholicmedia.org. Right now, folks, I am blessed to be joined by Jerry and Debbie. You will know them as the hosts of Take Two with Jerry and Debbie on the EWTN radio network. So thank you so much to Jerry Usher and Debbie Georgianni for joining me. Thank you.
You're very welcome. Thanks for having us.
Yeah, Bill, we're super excited.
Yeah, this is going to be great. And just for people who don't know, they don't know your show. Maybe they haven't tuned in or listened to it. Tell us a little bit about your journey to radio and being national, even international hosts on EWTN radio.
Well, thanks, Bill, again for having us on. And I'll go first here, Debbie, if you don't mind, because I'm the old man in the room. Debbie always reminds me that I'm older than she is by a few years, but I'm also hopefully a little bit wiser. Maybe, I don't know. I doubt that too. But just this past May 18th, I marked 42 years in the radio business. I went to right out of high school. I played DJ at home when I was in high school, set up a little cassette recorder for those who remember cassettes and cassette players and stuff, and a little microphone. And I pretended that I was a DJ. And I just really wanted to get into sportscasting. So I went into broadcasting school right out of high school, had my first radio job when I was 18. Even before I finished that year of broadcasting school, I had a job. And from there, I moved around quite a bit because that's the nature of radio. I did get into sports play-by-play, and then the Lord brought me closer to him via reversion. I'm a cradle Catholic, but had a real interior conversion and ended up spending 6 years in formation for the priesthood. And when I discerned out of that, the job was open at the Catholic radio station in Portland, Oregon, where I was a seminarian. So I took the job as the program director there, and shortly after that made my way down the West Coast to help start a Catholic radio station and network that was based in Reno, Nevada. Catholic Answers called. I went over there and hosted that show for about 10 years. And then I was doing pledge drives all over the place. So I really was kind of forced to leave Catholic Answers to continue doing that. But I've been in Catholic radio more than half of my 42 years in radio, and it's just been a real blessing from start to finish.
That's awesome. And Debbie, how about you?
Jerry's story is amazing. I love listening to it every time he shares it. So an incredible journey he has been on in media and radio. I think it's fascinating. For me, I grew up, I went to Catholic school, had an uncle who was a priest. He has gone on for his eternal rewards. I still have an aunt in New Jersey who's living. She's a Dominican sister. She's in her mid-90s. Amazing. I grew up in a very religious household where we constantly debated about religious topics. It was an incredible family dinner every single Sunday. Moved to Arizona from New Jersey and got into ministry when I was 21 years old and never left. Religious education is really my background. I'm a catechist at heart. And then in 2010, I met this gentleman named Jerry Usher, and the rest is history. And we've been working in ministry for 10 years. And like Jerry said, it's truly been a blessing, and it's been incredible to meet everybody that has come in contact with us and part of our ministry. And we truly are, our hearts are filled with gratitude. And we definitely every single day thank God for the blessings and the graces.
Yeah, it's amazing. And, I was mentioning to you before we jumped on the air that the flavor of your show, Take Two, is just wonderful. And for those of you who have not listened, it is available here on the EWTN network programming that Carolina Catholic Media Network provides. So I'd love for you to share with us a little bit about the show. And then, of course, I want to talk about your ministry as well. But you share with us a little bit about, what you do on the show, what it's about for people who haven't heard it, and how you approach ministry on the radio.
Well, thanks, Bill. Appreciate that opportunity. And the show really developed organically. It was an idea that I had on my heart for probably 2 or 3 years before it ever got off the ground. And a good friend of ours, Dave Vacheris, who was then the general manager at EWTN, every time we talk by phone, he says, brother, he's kind of from the South, or he likes to sound like he's from the South. Brother, we got to get you back on the radio. And I said, Dave, I had to leave Catholic Answers Live because of what I'm doing now. I don't have time. Until finally the Lord really put it on my heart that maybe there was another show there that was supposed to be started. And I knew that I wanted to have a co-host. I knew I wanted it to be a female. And Debbie and I had been working together on Catholic radio pledge drives for a long time. We knew the chemistry was there. So we talked about it and we got started. And now the show, Debbie, I know you could describe the nature of the show much better than I can, but it's just, Bill, we give the listeners the microphone. We always say it's Take Two with Jerry and Debbie and you. And people take that very seriously. They look at it like it is their show. They get to call in and tell their stories and be heard and talk to one another on the radio in that particular way. And so it's really a great family. We call it the Take Two family. And Debbie, like I said, I know you can explain the nature of the show a lot better than I can.
Well, the only thing I would add to what you beautifully said is that having the lay faithful have a worldwide platform, a very safe place for them to come together and to share their lived experiences, like Jerry said, but to be the catechist and to impart the wisdom and all the things that they've learned. People are learning and growing together, and they're growing closer to God. And that, we believe, is the mystical body of Christ in action. And that's what Take Two is all about. Some people may say, well, it's not high theological, Catholic radio. Well, in our opinion, it truly is, because we're all walking this walk of life. We're learning things, we're growing, we have setbacks, we have comebacks, we have all sorts of things happening to us. And in that process, we have to have that spiritual maturity and development. Well, how are you going to really do that? I mean, most people don't have access to a priest on a regular basis. You can't just call up Father and say, hey, can I talk to you today? I mean, it's kind of difficult, right? Well, we created that atmosphere, that platform for people to come together, and people are learning and growing. We've had so many people contact us and say it was not because of Jerry Usher and Debbie Georgianni, but because of the Take Two platform, that they have taken a second look at Catholicism, and they have come back to the faith. That's amazing.
It really is. That's beautiful too. I I like that. Maybe there's a little bit of divine providence there. Take two and a second look, right? Right?
Yeah.
Like that's beautiful. To be able to say, hey, you know what? Wait a minute. Let me look at this again. And I love that you open that up, right? You open up this platform to allow people to share in a world where so many people are being deplatformed, right? We talk about that quite a bit in our society. People just, oh, you're just going to be canceled and deplatformed. Well, here's an opportunity for you at home, right? I mean, those listening right now, the Carolina Catholic Media Network can participate in this show, right? So tell us what time it's on, because I don't have the EWTN calendar in front of me right this second.
Yeah, the show's on at noon Eastern time for most of your listeners. And that is 9 a.m. Pacific time, where Debbie and I are. Debbie lives with her husband, Marty, in Phoenix, and I'm in Southern California. So it's kind of one of those bright and early morning shows, not too early, but we call it the lunch bunch there on the East Coast, Bill, with people eating their lunch. A lot of people do that. They say they eat their lunch with us, or they listen while they're driving around or whatever. So it's at noon Eastern time, and it replays with an encore at midnight Eastern time on most EWTN stations.
That's awesome.
And Bill, I
yeah.
just wanted to say something for all your listeners that are tuning in right now. You know, you wouldn't be able to hear these programs if your local Catholic radio station, were to suddenly go off the air or something like that. You'd have to find another way to find Take Two with Jerry and Debbie. So I really am asking the listeners right now to please call in and be very, very generous with your donation. Why do I say that? Because just look around the world and what's happening. Okay, things are crumbling all over the place. We need Catholic radio now more than ever. So if you can dig deep and step out in faith and make that pledge, please dial this number, 1-800-857-2909, or you can go online. It's safe and secure to carolinacatholicmedia.org, O-R-G, and make your most generous pledge. I just had to say that, Bill, because sometimes I think people, they turn on the radio, it's there, it's free. They say, well, it's always going to be there, and it may not always be there.
Yeah, no, I really appreciate that. It certainly saves my vocal cords from giving the number out for the umpteenth time. So thank you for that. But also, I want to make sure that we talk a little bit about your ministry as well, because I want to encourage our listeners to get into your website, Stand Tall Today. So you have to tell us a little bit about what that is as well.
Debbie, go for it.
Okay, thank you. Well, standtalltoday.com is our ministry. It's kind of an outreach. It came truly organically out of the show Take Two with Jerry and Debbie, because you asked for more. That's what the listeners, our family, the Take Two family, asked for. They wanted to continue their spiritual development, their formation. And Jerry and I were very passionate about Catholic Christian life coaching. So we put together a wonderful platform for people to go to at standtalltoday.com and to receive additional life coaching. And a lot of people have taken part in that. And they've really been successful in creating a life plan that has purpose and passion. And then we also have a series of webinars and retreats and products. And we also, after a ton of time, 18 months to be exact, Jerry and I came up with a very unique, one-of-a-kind Stand Tall Rosary. Tall is an acronym for Take Another Look at Life. And we custom designed this incredible, unique rosary that I have to tell you that many priests love. By the way, a lot of priests, a lot of clergy listen to our show. They say they get homily material, so that's really good. But we developed a Stand Tall Rosary that is very, very unique, and it has a whole story behind it. Every aspect of the rosary, you'll never find it. I don't think you'll ever find a rosary like this again. And it was just a way to remind us that life has ups and downs and twists and turns, and we need to remember that everybody's journey is special. It's unique. It's different. It has an element to it that we can all learn from. And we try to value that. So thank you for asking about the ministry. It really has come out of the radio show.
Yeah, absolutely. And, so folks, we need you to do a few things, right? As we wrap up this, little segment here, and we return you back to, the network programming. We're going to do that in just a minute, but we need you to do just a few things. Number one is donate to Carolina Catholic Media Network. Again, you can do it online at carolinacatholicmedia.org, carolinacatholicmedia.org, or you can also call us right now, 1-800-857-2909. 1-800-857-2909 is the number for you to give us a call and donate. We have operators standing by at this minute to take your call. You can also donate one more way. We want you to download the mobile app. We're one of those few local stations that actually has a mobile app. So you can go over to the Google Play Store or the Apple App Store. You can check out our mobile app. It's got all the podcasts of our local shows. It has the ability to listen to 1270 AM via streaming. And then we also have that important donate tab in there. So you can carry it wherever you go, whether you travel near or far. It can be right on your phone. So we really do appreciate you donating and praying about whatever your best gift is. Give us your best gift and pray about that. But Jerry and Debbie, thank you so much for joining me today. This has been so much fun talking with you and getting to know the behind the scenes of your show and your lives. I hope it's spotlights that for our listeners too. You get a chance to hear a little bit of the behind the scenes before you guys all head on the air in a few minutes here.
Well, thanks, Bill. Been great being with you, and I hope you have a very successful Share-A-Thon.
Thank you guys both. And so, folks, we're going to return you now to that EWTN network programming, but don't worry, we're going to be back. We're doing this 36 hours over the next 3 days. So stay tuned to the Carolina Catholic Media Network. However you're listening or watching, we'll be back shortly with you.
You are listening to the Carolina Catholic Media Network Sacred Heart Share-A-Thon. Operators are standing by right now to take your tax-deductible pledge. Call 1-800-857-2909. That's 1-800-857-2909. Or donate online at carolinacatholicmedia.org. We now rejoin network programming already in progress.